morning, students. Today I am here to present my views on demand. Demand, as we all aware, that it is a most important and very versatile topic of economics studies. So, demand of a commodity is the quantity which is demanded by its customer at a given price during a certain period. So, we can say the term demand for a commodity has always a reference to a certain price, a certain period of time, and a certain place. So, it is clear that demand is related with the three things, that a certain price, certain place, and certain time too. The meaning of demand, before we understood that, it is clear that by taking into account the above concept of demand and also the main definitions of demand. There are several types of definitions of demand. In general way, you can say that a customer willingness to buy a commodity at particular or specific price at a specific time. As we discussed, there are the three components mainly, that specific time, specific place, and specific price itself. Demand of a commodity is the quantity which is demanded its customer at a given price during a certain period. That term demand for a commodity has always a reference to a certain price, a certain period of time and place. According to Pension, demand is effective desire too. It implies three things. First one is desire to possess a things. Second, mean of purchasing it, and willingness to use these means for purchasing it. By this definition, it is quite crystal clear that desire to possess a things, कि आपको किसी भी commodity को लेने के लिए उसकी इच्छा को, उसकी डिमांड को, उसकी थिंग, जो भी चीज़ लेना चाहते हैं उसकी इच्छा को आपको दिखाना पड़ता है. देन सेकेंड इज मीन्स फॉर परचेजिंग इट. मीन्स रिसोर्सेज, हाउ मच रिसोर्सेज ऑफ रिलेटेड डिमांड you have to purchase it, आपके पास है या नहीं है. Then lastly is willingness to use that means for purchasing it. अब जो आपके पास means है उनको आप उस डिमांड को फुलफिल करने के लिए, परचेज करने के लिए यूज़ करना चाहेंगे या नहीं. Then next is according to Vogue, the demand for any commodity is the relationship between the price and the commodity that will purchased at the price. Understood? Then what is the main essentials of demand? कि क्या क्या essentials हो सकते हैं जो हमारी डिमांड को डिफाइन करते हैं, जो हमारी डिमांड को डिसाइड करते हैं. There are the many effective features or effective factors you can say, but demand refers to quantity, commodity which a person of consumer is willing and capable to buy at a particular price during a particular period of time. So here are only four effective essential of demand which can essentials to fulfill your demand. First one is an effective desire. As we all aware that everybody has unlimited desire, but sometimes one desire has to so powerful that other their desires has to be suppressed themselves. So effective desire should be there at a particular price. Second one is, and third is a particular time as well as a definite place. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल अगर आपको कुछ चीज़ लेनी है, कुछ भी प्रोडक्ट खरीदना है, तो वो प्रोडक्ट आपकी इच्छा के अकॉर्डिंगली प्राइस पे होना चाहिए, जिस प्राइस पे आप लेना चाहते हैं या ले सकते हैं कैपेबिलिटीज़ के अकॉर्डिंग, उसी टाइम पे मिलना चाहिए। अब दिवाली के टाइम पे आप क्रैकर्स ही खरीदेंगे ना, होली का कलर नहीं खरीदेंगे, चाहे वो कितना भी सस्ता हो जाए। Understood? So these types of essentials mainly works for a demand. So thus the demand for a commodity is that quantity which is purchased at a given time at the given price. The demand of the commodity is not affected only its price but also by its income of the consumer. ऐसा नहीं है कि खाली प्राइस से ही डिमांड इफेक्ट होगी, वो कंज्यूमर की इनकम से, मीन्स विलिंगनेस जब भी आता है जब अकॉर्डिंगली आपका उसमें विलिंगनेस तभी आ रही है जब आपकी इनकम उसके अकॉर्डिंग है, देयर टेस्ट रादर देन द पॉपुलेशन एक्सेट्रा। देन नेक्स्ट इज अ फैक्टर इफेक्टिंग डिमांड। क्या क्या फैक्टर हो सकते हैं डिमांड को इफेक्टिव करने के लिए? देयर आर सेवरल फैक्टर्स विच कैन इफेक्ट योर डिमांड्स, एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट प्राइस of your willing, time and the place, all three are, if all three are in your favor, only that times you will purchase your things. But in spite of this, there are several factors which can affect the demand. In this list, the first one is a important factor that influence the demand of a commodity may be summarized in the following heads. First one is price of the commodity, consumers income, consumers behavior, how the consumer are behaving towards the commodity. If the commodity is most likely by the consumer, then the consumer will remain softer than towards the harder. Availability of substitute, season of weather. Availability of substitute means if same commodity is available at a cheaper rate, same, then the customer will go for that. So demand will that the product A or the commodity A will decrease obviously. So then next is the season or weather. In summer, AC demand, cooler demand will increase no matter what is the price is. Customer preference will go for the AC and cooler to beat their heat. But in December or January or in winters, the AC demand will decrease. It doesn't mean कि उसका प्राइस भी कम हो जाएगा, बट हाँ डिमांड ज़्यादा नहीं है बट प्राइस भी कम नहीं होगा उसका. Season and geographical location, demographic pressure, distribution of wealth, state of an economy, government policies, etc. Government policies means whenever we talk about government policies, government has so many plans for their customers as well as their economy. In that list, government has some plan for the customers to maintain their desire and to purchase for every product and commodity whatever they desire. Understood? The next is law of demand. Law of demand, which tells that every commodity has their own price, but their price may be increased or their quantity may be increased if their demand will increase. But no, in law of demand, there is a negative or inverse relationship between price and the commodity of demand or the quantity of demand. Means if the price will high, the demand will gradually low, and inversely then when price is high the demand is low. So you can see that there is a vice versa inverse relationship between price and the demand or the price and quantity of demanded commodity. It means there is increase in price, it may lead to decrease in demand, and if there is decrease in price, it may lead to increase in demand. other things remains constant. If other things remains, every law, every theories has their own certain assumptions. If that assumptions still remaining constant, only that particular of time that law, that theory or that principle will work accordingly. So the assumptions of law of demand is, it is a normal goods. There is no change in income, price of related goods, taste and preference, fashion of the consumers, and only price will change. Remember it, only price will change. जैसे ही प्राइस चेंज होगा, डिमांड ऑटोमेटिकली उसकी चेंज हो जाएगी, बिकॉज इट हैज़ देयर इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन बोथ ऑफ देम. Now we can understood this law of demand in a simple demand schedule or demand curve. Here you can see that a table which contained one side is price and other side is quantity demanded. When the price is 5 rupees and quantity demanded 10 units, and when price come down up to 4 rupees, then 20 units demanded. At the 3 rupees, 30 rupees, 30 quantity demanded. At the 2 rupees, 40 units of commodity will demanded, and the lowest 1 rupees, the highest is demand quantity of the commodity, that is 50. You can see this figure in this. On the OX level, quantity demanded, and the OY bar, you can see the price. So here is the inverse relationship between demand and price of the commodity. So we can say that here some are the assumptions. Here we will take the assumptions of the law of demand. Every law, every theory has some assumptions there. In this law of demand also has there some assumptions and regulations or limitations. You can say that there should be no change of income of the consumer. कोई भी consumer की income में change नहीं होना चाहिए. There should be no change of price too. There the consumer should have no knowledge of any substitute. These types of assumptions we discussed in earlier slides, that if all the assumptions will stay constant or remain constant, only that time the inverse relationship between price and demand of the commodity will work, and law of demand will applicable at the market for the consumer. That's all. Hope you understand very well, and it will be helpful to you and your understanding about demand and its law of demand. Thank you very much.